Welcome to another episode of Court Hopping with Carrie. Today we're going to head over to Austin, Texas, Ann Arbor, Michigan, outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia, Detroit, Michigan, the state of Washington. Oh, and then later on we're going to go back down to Atlanta, Georgia, and I want to introduce you to someone new. But first, let's start out in Austin, Texas, in the Magistrate Court to see who's coming in there.
Next, we have Darren Houston.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Houston, you've been charged with a Hayward County felony. Looks like it's a assault family violence from Fayette County. What's going on with this case, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I'm scared. I need to tell you right now. I went to trial on aggravated assault. It happened in 2020. I was allegedly assaulting my wife in our home with a fisticuff. They charged me aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Fisticuff in 2020. I stood trial on January the 9th, started trial. They found me not guilty of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon fisticuff. They ended up finding me guilty of that, what you're seeing, and they gave me 60 years.
60?
Yes, ma'am. And I never had a case. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm not.
6
ma'am.
or 60?
60. And I'm terrified and taking 60, lady. I'm not crazy. So what happened was, even that misdemeanor that they charged me at the beginning, they used a terroristic threat to enhance to a state jail, to a third degree felony. They found me not guilty on the ad with the fisticuff and the feet. So I'm asking, how am I guilty of an assault?
Or I have no.
I'm just saying, I'm telling you what happened. You had to do some breakdown. So when it came down, the woman admitted to lying on the stand. She admitted to paying drugs on her son. She filed a petition to come to my divorce on me. She just went and stole my truck. I was in court. She just went last night and stole my vehicle. I'm trying to get my mom to file a police report. I got keys. It's nothing being done. She chased my mom for 17 miles. Nothing's being done. So at that time on the 12th, I seen it. It was 160 jurors, only 4 blacks, and they were automatically excluded. I felt it. I stood before them. I stood there. I did my duty. I stood for 2.5 years. I did the check. I never had to get this. This is not my MO. Yes, I had a drug conviction, but that was it. Under the practice law and persecuted me. And then I had one in 03 and 15. I discharged. I caught one in 16. Other than that, I was guy I had was a terrorist threat. No other nothing about it. And so when they see it, I seen them weak, man, and she standing right there about to hear about my mama needed to testify to the nature of the relationship.
Anybody know what he's talking about?
Okay, so let me stop you. I'm sorry. That's a little more than I can deal with because it's out of county. But do you have an attorney? Do you have an attorney? Hold on, sir. Do you have an attorney out there?
So I have a divorce. Miss Joanne, I just was in a big accident.
Hey, stop. I'm just trying to get to my question. Are you requesting that I have them appoint you a criminal attorney on this matter, sir?
Yes, I had Theo Baker. He went to trial, but I seen what he was true that day. You know what I'm saying? I think they send me money.
Okay, got it. I'm sorry. I got to get through this. So Fayette County had actually set that as a no bond, Mr. Houston. Based on everything you've told me so far, I will remove the no bond. I will set the bond at $20,000 to give you the opportunity to post bond out of Travis County and not have to wait to 10 days in jail for Fayette County to pick you up. But I'm going to caution you that you need to bond out as soon as possible, or else in 10 days we'll pick you up. We can't talk at the same time, sir. All right. So let me say that again. I want to caution you that you want to bond out as soon as possible. Otherwise, Fayette County will be here in 10 days to pick you up. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. That bond has been set low, $20,000. What that means for you, the going rate getting out of jail in Travis County right now is 5 to 10% of the bond amount. That means you only pay $1,000 to $2,000 to any attorney or bondsman of your choice. Again, for the third time, I'm going to say, I caution you.
They're running a special this week.
To go ahead and bond out. Otherwise, Fayette will be here to pick you up. Do you understand that? Yes, sir. What's your question?
Will if I bond out, they come back and take the bond? Because you got to understand what the saying.
Sir, let me stop you. Fayette County holds all the cards. If you bond out, you need to follow up with them. go to court. Otherwise, they're just going to issue another warrant and you're going to be right back in front of me, right? So handle your business in Fayette County. That's all I can tell you. Follow up with the attorney. Do what they tell you need to do so you're not keep getting arrested on the same charge. Sir? Yes, I have appointed counsel. That order will be sent from Travis County to Fayette, and they'll give you an attorney down there that works in Fayette. But you need to follow up with them, right? I mean, this don't have anything to do with Travis County, so our hands are tied. But I want you to know I'm giving you a gift. I've set this bond low. Get out, go down to Fayette or call them, get you a court date, and handle your business. That's the best I can tell you. As a defense attorney, practicing criminal law for 23 years. That's what I can tell you.
I like that out there. I'm asking if anything, if you practice law, could you please assist me with somebody in this area that my family?
I cannot. We only have attorneys that work in Travis County. I can't appoint an attorney and send them to Fayette.
Advocacy group I'm asking for, because I'm asking for a number of my family, somebody advocacy group, because my mother's being attacked like that.
Again, I'm gonna caution you. Get out, follow up with folks in the area that can advise you, refer you to another attorney if you don't want to deal with somebody down there. But that's the best I can do. It's not in our county. My hands are tied. All right. All right. So
it will release me on this phone if I post it. If I post it on this morning, I'm getting out of jail today.
Correct. I've said it, so get out. But you need to handle your business.
They county can't put it up.
They can, which is why I'm telling you, you need to follow up with them, call them, find out when your court date is, see what's going on, hire you an attorney, however the way you need to handle it. But that's the best we can do. I'm giving you a gift right now. Otherwise, 10 days from now, they're going to be here to pick you up.
They just take it from you. They can't just take that from you. Okay, you gave your phone, post that phone. What if they say, okay, no, you got another phone?
With that ability, sir, you got to do whatever they say. At any time, they can revoke the bond I set that you just posted on and set it at another no bond, which means you won't get out again.
When I get that money.
Or 200,000. They can do whatever they want to do.
When I get that money.
No, because the bondsman will have already executed and gotten you out. So hold on. Decide again. I've been practicing criminal law for 23 years. You got to decide. Do I hang on to my money? Just Fayette County pick me up, go and resolve down there, or do I bond out and I try to handle it while I'm a citizen? Now, my suggestion as a person been practicing for 23 years is you bond out and you try to handle it as a citizen. But again, I don't practice in Fayette County, so you got to do whatever you think is best for you. Okay?
This is crazy, man. This is crazy. You don't understand what you're telling me, but you're telling me something and I'm not grasping it because it's not reflected on this paper. So I'm thinking that it's not reflected on the paper. It's something that hasn't been decided.
What paper are you talking about, sir? I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just wrote down everything we just talked about. All right, so you could take care of yourself, sir. All right.
Pull the hook out on him.
Next, we have John Donaldson. My apologies, gentlemen. That took a moment.
Whew. Take a breath. Now we're going to head over to Ann Arbor, Michigan, home of Judge Simpson.
QR code. Do you know how to use that?
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Okay. If you copy down that QR code in that website, and probably, tomorrow, certainly by tomorrow, you should be able to pay it right online.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Said awesome. I invented QR codes. Anyway. Court does call the case, People versus Edward Casto.
Bridget Coons on behalf of Mr. Casto.
Casto, can you unmute and turn on your camera?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the camera right now. Oop. Oh my gosh.
Am I muted?
Oh, there you go. You got it.
All right, cool.
State your name.
Edward Casto.
All right, and what are we doing on this?
Jenner would be looking for an adjournment.
Is he looking to try to get his license, or what are we doing?
Yeah, so he went to Secretary of State. He's eligible for appeal. He plans on appealing it, the license to get his license back.
Casto, Casto.
Yeah. Have my little helper.
That's the highlight of the day.
That is actually it. You got it
Good.
right. All right. Oh, don't tell him. He's good. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right.
February 21?
Yes.
February 21, 2024, 9 a.m.
All right.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
And both Mr. Castos, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hang up.
He's cute.
Whoa. Court calls the case, People versus Kieron Morris.
Conrad Siller on behalf of the township.
Good morning, or good afternoon, Mr. Lauren Perry, Mr. Morris. Mr. Morris is set to be on Zoom. Mr. Morris, can you state your name for the record?
Ron Morris.
Yep, here he is. All right, what are we doing?
Mr. Morris has informed me he has a valid license. I was wondering if the court could double check.
When did you get it, young man?
I got it November 20th.
Out of state license, Mr. Morris?
Yeah, out of state, Ohio. Ohio license.
Ohio will give anybody a license. Okay. I don't. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Because the Michigan is coming back. I don't have it.
It's not valid.
Well, yeah, the Michigan's coming back is not valid. It also doesn't indicate that it was surrendered.
Well, it got canceled. I mean, I paid about $3,000. So I paid every single. I paid. Actually, I think I paid more than $3,000 to get my license back. So I pay every court.
Okay, no, I'm not. I'm just indicating. When did you say you did that?
November 20th.
November 20th.
Yeah, because in order for me to get a license in Ohio, I had to clear everything from Michigan.
No,
Ohio,
I know,
Georgia.
I know, Mr. Morris, I know how it works. I'm just saying, here is not showing me what I need to show. Can we?
Okay. I know, like when I have got,
Hold on, Mr. Morris. This is why you have an attorney. Just be quiet a minute, okay? We'll get it. We'll get it straight. You running it?
I know the police department can run it. If we want to adjourn it, I can have someone check.
Well, we should be able to run it just to. Okay, we can't get it. What does
this is what I was gonna say, Judge. When I have got pulled over since I have got my license, it like Michigan says canceled. So like it kind of like say I don't have a license in Michigan because I've been pulled over like I think like twice.
Well,
so
I've got right. I have it. It says canceled during conversion, but that doesn't mean. I don't think that means.
Would you like my license number?
No, hold on. Don't be giving everybody your license number. We'll be
He ain't even got a license, Lisa.
opening up credit cards and stuff, and then you got real problems. Let's do this. What do you say? Is that what you need? You need his number?
Yes.
Okay, can you do this? You know how to use the chat?
No. Let me-
Don't know how to use it.
Or can you text a picture to me, Mr. Morris? You have my number, right?
Yeah, I'll send it to you right now. Do you want me like
Alright.
I'll send it right now. Do you want me to send it while I'm on the phone so then like you can let them see it? One second.
Just send it to her.
Okay.
He's always got another plan. You need the number itself, right? Are you done?
Yes, for today.
Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. Take care. Good job.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Done it?
Yeah, I sent it.
Ernie, you have it?
I haven't gotten anything yet. Sending through the clouds.
Oh, you haven't actually sent yet.
Oh, it is. What is? You're running that?
Trying to.
All right, hold, Mr. Morris. Young man, what's your name?
My name is Adam Pettis, sir.
Adam.
Yes, sir. Pettis, PTTUS.
We have that one in the next one. Pettis.
He's in the one on watching.
Got it. I'm just gonna call
I
it.
have it, it's just got a print.
You have his
The Ohio.
court calls case people versus Adam Pettis.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Bridget Coons on behalf of Mr. Pettis. Mr. Pettis, if you can't state your name for the record.
Adam Pettis?
Tanner would be seeking to set this for final settlement.
Jury final settlement conference will be set for February 9th, 2024.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to accept my offer?
Am I allowed to speak? I think his name was Nate, Officer Nate.
Yeah.
He said, because I was like really cooperative and stuff, he was like, if you take it to court, man, he's like, I'm not gonna fight you or nothing. He's like, go get your license, get it straightened out. I see you doing the right stuff. So my brother's a police officer too, sir. So he told me, he's like, if that's what he told you, then take it to trial.
Why don't we set?
That was,
Why don't we set it for a pretrial? Let me.
no, he said his brother's a police officer. He was dropping names.
No,
I'm
he just told, no, he just told
I'm
me,
just,
sir.
I know, I'm
No,
messing with you.
let me confirm that with the officer.
Oh, sorry.
And then if that's true, I'll drop it. If
Okay.
the officer
Oh, if
made
the
that
officer
promise.
said, okay,
If the officer made that promise.
fair enough.
Right?
Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
I saw you back there getting nervous and I said,
Yeah,
I don't know.
man, I don't mess around.
I said, I don't know what he's doing. He keeps getting up, running around.
No,
I said, I don't know why he's jumping up and down. So I said, I need to bring him up closer to Alan. No. January 17th, 2024, 9 a.m., sir.
yes, sir. Thank
All
you,
right,
Your Honor.
thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
And we're back on then, who's this, Dawson? Morris.
That's the Ohio record.
Temporary information permit. His status is valid. We ran Ohio. He cleared the suspensions, it looks like here. He's right. And then it's coming back that he has a valid Ohio license.
Excellent.
But I told him that was arguing with Mr. Morris. He would like to ask Mr. Siller for a cheaper civil infraction.
What?
And I told him I would ask. I told him that's a standard offer, but I told him I'd ask.
I really don't know what the fines are. I don't, if you can come up with something, you do the work, not me. So
It's 180. So Mr. Morris, we could adjourn to work something out with Mr. Siller, or you could accept the 185.
180.
Well, I was just wondering if I could, if it was possible to get it cheaper, because I just paid like, I want to like $3,000 some dollars to get my license. I also had to pay Georgia $22.50 also too. So that's like 5,000 right there. So I literally just can't. I can show
So
receipts.
you paid Ohio 3,000. You don't want to pay Michigan?
No, I paid
anything?
Michigan. I paid Michigan 3,000, and I had to also pay Georgia too as well. So I had to pay them too as
I
well.
don't care if you paid Georgia.
And I had to pay.
Really?
I actually had to pay Ohio too as well. So I had to pay 3 different states.
How much you pay Ohio?
300 or something like that.
Oh,
The most was coming from Romulus. Romulus, I want to say it was like closer to like 3, closer to 3.
young man, do you want to take the double parking or not?
Yeah.
This has been the
I'll
longest. What?
Yeah, I'll take it. It's not big. I'll take it.
You'll take, okay. Mr. Silver, that's an offer?
Yes, it is an offer.
All right.
Yes.
All right, young man. Do you admit responsibility to the fact that on September 5th, 2018, Michigan Avenue, Pittsfield Township, that you double parked the motor vehicle?
Yes.
He doesn't seem too happy about it, but court will accept that admission to count 2. Count 1's dismissed. Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Fines and cost of $180. I'm going to reduce that to $60. So I'm going to take $120 off because of what you already
Aw.
paid.
I appreciate it.
When can you get that? It's because otherwise you'll just keep talking. So,
I'll pay it tomorrow, Friday.
You'll pay it tomorrow?
Yep, I'll pay it Friday.
Oh, the Friday. Okay. So I'll give you till, because you're going to mess that up and then get suspended again. I'll give you till January 19th to get it paid.
All right, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now we're going to head over to the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia, in Clayton County with one of our favorite judges, the Honorable Tammy
Trisha
Hayward.
Edme, represented by Mr. White. Miss Edme is on by video. Miss Edme, where are you? Oh, there you are. You're on by video. Mr. White is on by video. The state is represented by ASG Amira Williams. Mr. White is from the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis. This is case 2023 CR 11008. This is a motion to modify bond condition. All right, Mr. White, your motion.
Yes, Your Honor. Would you just like me to go ahead with argument?
Did you have an opening?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So I don't
Your
know
Hon-
what you're asking for until you tell me.
Of course, Your Honor. Your Honor, we were asking for Ms. Edme to have contact in this case with Christian Lazar. He's also on the Zoom call. Mr. Lazar is her husband as well as Ms. Edme's caretaker in this case. As you can see from Ms. Edme's just picture, she's actually at dialysis right now. She recently had a stroke, and due to not being able to have contact with her husband in this case, she's been stressing with dealing with that. She's been having to stay with her sister in this case, but her sister is not necessarily the best equipped to help her deal with this. And because her husband is her caretaker, he's the best one prepared to deal with this. In addition, Your Honor, Ms. Edme actually has been enrolled in intervention program since I believe sometime last year. I believe she has only 1 month to go on those programs, Your Honor. And of course, due to her state, I don't believe that she's in actually any threat to Mr. Lazar. And from my understanding from talking with Mr. Lazar, he does wish to have contact with Ms. Edme.
All right. Are you calling a witness?
Yes, Your Honor. If I could call Mr. Lazar to the stand.
Mr. Lazar, raise your right hand for me.
Good afternoon,
Sol-
Judge.
Good afternoon. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down. Your witness, Mr. White.
Good afternoon, Mr. Lazar.
Good afternoon, Mr. White.
So, Mr. Lazar, can you just briefly explain what you do for your wife and your role as her caretaker?
Mainly, I take her to her dialysis appointments about 3 times a week, and all prior medical appointments that she has, because she could barely walk because of her stage 4 chronic kidney disease. She has kidney failure, looking for a kidney transplant at the moment. And I basically take care of all her daily necessity needs by taking her places, providing food, bringing, taking her to work and picking her up from work, and all daily essential needs, because she could barely walk because of her current situation, and it's just been degrading. So helping her take her insulin, picking up her medication, and so forth.
And Mr. Lazar, have you been her caretaker prior to this case?
Yeah, she's my high school sweetheart of 20 years plus now. So yes, I have been her caretaker, and just watching her slowly, progress her condition at the moment, deteriorating slowly, but yeah.
How long have you been taking care of Miss Edme?
Now for about the last 20 plus years. I recently had to relocate from New York about 4 years now, just because of the situation. Last year, about a year and a half ago, we just lost our son. She was 6 months pregnant. She lost her son because of we lost her son because of the condition that she's in. So I had to relocate, gave up my career at UPS of 13 plus years, and lost several jobs moving down to Georgia. But I just did it to sacrifice the needs of my spouse, because after 20 plus years, I couldn't just sit here and watch it deteriorate any longer,
And Mr. Lazar, if you were to be granted contact with Miss Edme, do you have any fear for your safety?
No, not whatsoever. Not
And
whatsoever at all.
And Mr. Lazar, would you like to have contact with Miss Edme?
I would love to have contact with her, absolutely. As I spoke to someone recently at the office, it's been very rough since our incident occurred. In 20 plus years, we never had police contact. We never had any situations ever occur with us. But of course, no marriage is perfect. And I have no fear. I just want her to be home, because recently, since she's had her stroke, it's been very alarming to me to understand what's been going on and not being there by her side, being her caretaker. So her well-being is very important to me, as well as to the household. So I would love for her to be home right now, because I don't know what I would do. By her being away from me so long, it's just been very deteriorating. I haven't been the same ever since.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Ms. Williams?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, Mr. Lazar.
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you? So you're saying you want contact with your wife. Are you being forced to make this to testify here today?
No, ma'am.
Are you being coerced or influenced to testify here today?
No, not at all, ma'am. Absolutely not.
Are you being promised anything in exchange for testifying here today?
No, ma'am.
And it's your testimony today that you do not have any safety concerns at all as it relates to your wife?
No, ma'am. No concerns at all. No threat, no nothing.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, so one question I had was, you said you moved here from New York. Did y'all move here together, or you just moved here independent of each other?
No, my spouse moved down here because of her sister. Her mother passed away a few years back, and her and her sister are really close. So the family all relocated down here to Georgia, her whole side of the family. So being that my mother lives in New York, so I have my my mother's apartment up in New York in property. So I've been going back and forth working at UPS for about so many years. I just decided to move down here because traveling back and forth, and then COVID happened and so forth. So I just said, because in New York City, I was making more money able to pay the bills and take care of her needs, with her medication and stuff. And then I just said, this is coming to alarming and it's becoming an expense on both of our parts for me traveling back and forth. I might as well just relocate. And that's why I kept my current address in New York, because of the, real estate me and my spouse have up there through my mother.
Okay, I got you. All right, argument.
Yes, Your Honor. As you heard from Ms. Lazar, he has no safety concerns. As you further heard from Ms. Lazar, Ms. Edme is actually having trouble walking. She's in a deteriorated state, Your Honor. And of course, as you know, that Ms. Lazar has actually been taking care of Ms. Edme for over 20 years now. Even if other people have the slight ability to take care of her, he would be the best one to deal with this, since he's been dealing with it for so long. And of course, he does, of course, want to have contact with Ms. Edme. And Your Honor, we would just ask for you to allow contact between them.
Anything from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Understanding the relationship between the defendant and the victim in this case, the state would be wary to consent to modify the bond conditions based on the nature of the charges and the fact that they a disagreement turned into allegedly a violent altercation where the police were called, and simply because at this point maybe and that there could have potentially has been some type of communication in order for the victim to have changed his mind in the sense that he now wants contact with his wife, and that he has no safety concerns. So despite his testimony, the state is of the position that they're that based on the charges and the alleged facts in the case, that it may not be in the best interest at this point to modify the bond conditions, given the potential for future for an argument to turn into another violent altercation where the police have to be called.
All right. Having heard both sides, having heard the argument, the court is going to grant the motion to have no violent or harassing contact for several reasons. One, because I think that Mr. Lazar has pled his case pretty eloquently, that they have a long-standing relationship. This is not something that happens a lot. This is, I guess, the stress of whatever is going on in their life, which seems to be a lot, probably became too much for one or the other side, and he doesn't have any continuing fear of having a relationship with his wife. She also depends on him as a caretaker. The rule for no violent or harassing contact at this time will be in place in all other conditions of the bond. All right, Mr. White, draw it up.
Your Honor.
Will do. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Lazar.
Yes, can you just enlighten me on that situation? I mean, because of my wife's condition, what can I do my part as her spouse? Just trying to do the right.
As soon as Mr. White draws up the motion and I sign it, you'll be able to go back.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Poor guy.
All right.
Have a blessed day.
It's okay. All right. So, Ms. Hahn, are you back?
I'm not crying. You're crying.
For about Mr. Moore.
Mr.
Myrie.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be insensitive in that, but it's just like every time we get on here, and you guys, I know you're going to leave it in the comments. Carrie, you're making us cry again. I know. I can't help it. I love all these ones that touch my heart. I love these cases that are just, I don't know. We get tired of the same old, right?
I'm sorry. Myrie.
It's a happy ending.
All right. You all are free to go, Miss Edme and Mr. Lazar. As soon as I sign the order, y'all have no violent or harassing contact. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Take the lessons you're learning in FVIP. I realize there's stress in this situation, but there are better ways to deal with it, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. So should I
right.
continue the classes, or where do I go?
Yes,
from
ma'am.
here?
You should continue the classes, but go ahead and finish those up.
Okay. And then after that, we're okay?
After that, we haven't resolved the case. I'm just modifying the bond conditions. So you need to talk to your attorney about the case itself.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
All
Yes,
right.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
God bless.
All righty. So, Miss Hahn, is Miss Hahn back?
Let's just hope they're
I
telling
don't
the
think so,
truth.
not yet, Your Honor.
1 second. She's still in
Otherwise,
the breakout room.
it could be another Gabby Petito situation. I don't think it is, though. She's just stressed out because of all the stuff she's having to. Can you imagine? Her life's been turned upside down.
All right.
We're free to go, Your Honor, right? We can
Yes,
click off.
yes, Mr.
Okay, okay.
Lazar.
Oh,
You're
okay.
fine.
Okay.
Your
Thank you.
Honor,
Yes, Mr. White.
just one thing, just want to make sure, I think I glossed over this. I do believe one of the bond conditions for Ms. Edmay would not allow her to return to her house. Since he is allowed to have contact, would you allow
Yeah,
her to also?
she can return. Just put it in the order.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We're just waiting for Ms. Hahn to come back.
All right, now we're going to head over to Detroit, Michigan, and go into Judge King's courthouse. Let's see what case he has for us today. And for Joy watching these, he's a cutie. Just saying.
Sir, I'm okay. Can I have Mr. Gibbs?
Oh, that was my message.
Yeah, but you got my message.
Uh-huh.
I said I'm gonna be a little late.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready on Gibbs?
Yes, we are.
Calling case 2455696, people of the state of Michigan versus Walter Gibbs. Defendant is charged in count 1 assault with a dangerous weapon, count 2 domestic violence. Appearances for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Diana Lynch on behalf of the people. P845890. Good morning, Your Honor. Good happy birthday. The case is on report, and that's false. P63901, representing Mr. Walter Gibbs, who stands to my right.
Tell us your name for the record, sir.
Walter Gibbs.
There's a date, time, set, when your examination, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
How many witnesses?
We have one.
Okay. The eliminated matters before you call your witness.
None at all.
Okay, call your witness.
Your Honor, the people will call Barbara Gibbs.
This lady gets salty with this isn't all well, yeah, they're married. In this case, it's a husband and wife, but they're separated, but they live together. But they're older.
Step forward, give your name and spelling to the young lady seated over there. Please give her your name and spelling. Please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? And please have a seat in the witness box right next to me. Are you able to get up there? No? Okay, let's make some different arrangements. Have you sit in a chair and we'll sit the microphone in your lap so we can hear you, okay? Maybe begin when you're ready.
Good morning, ma'am. Would you state your name again and spell it for the record?
Thank
you. I'm going to be asking you some questions today, and if you don't understand anything I ask you, please just ask me to rephrase it or to restate it in a different way, and I'll be happy to do so. All right? And when you speak, you'll have to make verbal yes or no's. Shaking your head or just kind of doing this won't be sufficient for the court reporter to capture that, okay? Thank you. Do you remember what you were doing on February 9th, 2024?
The whole day.
Well, what brings you to court based on that date?
My husband called me the night. And,
all right, and what address were you at when that happened?
15.
And that's in Wayne County?
Yes.
And whose address is that?
That's all.
Do you know someone by the name of Walter Gibbs?
Yeah.
How do you know Mr. Gibbs?
Yeah.
And do you live with Mr. Gibbs?
Yeah.
Okay. And for identification purposes for the court, do you see Mr. Gibbs in the courtroom?
Yeah.
And could you point him out to the court and describe something he's wearing?
He's taking last week.
Thank you very much. Your Honor, please let the record reflect that this witness is identified as the defendant, Walter Gibbs.
So no.
Thank you. Did something happen on February 9th at that location between you and Mr. Gibbs?
Yeah.
Could you tell the court what happened?
She's like my niece and niece and nephew, and she called me and told me she was bringing some items by. So I said, okay, I will let Walter know so he can open the door and let y'all in. He told me.
And did she arrive to your house that day?
Yes.
And who answered the door?
I had to come down the stairs and open the door, but he told me he wasn't doing it.
All right. So you opened the door and
they both came in and showed me what they had for me. And it was real heavy, both the boxes. And I couldn't move them. And I asked them real nicely. And he pushed him in the kitchen. And he said, hey, no, you do.
All right. And then what happened next?
I sat down in the dining room on the couch. And he was saying smart things to me, like get out of the dining room. And he had my little 5-year-old nephew sitting there. And I was talking to him and he was making smart remarks. So I got up, go in the kitchen to cut on this area and sit in my walk and listen to some music. Less than 2 minutes, he walked in there and he was saying, get out, get out, get out. You know, and then he walked up to me, he grabbed the knife. And he had me by my elbow like
so
this.
let's hold up right there. So he came up behind you, or did he?
He came up behind.
And you said he had a knife.
He grabbed the knife.
How would you know he had a knife if he
it was sitting on the kitchen counter where the dishes, silverware was drying off.
Okay.
And he came up to me and told me to get out the kitchen. And he kept saying, looking at me.
All right, so let's take a step back for a moment. You said he approached you from behind and he had.
Not from behind. I was sideways between the table and the kitchen counter with a stereo on the top.
Okay, and then he approached you and he had a knife in his hand. What hand was the knife?
The left.
The left. And what did the knife look like? Can you describe it?
Silver.
Silver, what type of knife was it?
Like a steak knife.
A steak knife. So was the point rounded, or what did the point look like?
Sharp.
Yeah, okay.
It was sharp.
And he came up to you with a knife, and then what happened
He
next?
grabbed my arm right below the elbow, and he was pulling it real hard and squeezing it. Then he grabbed my wrist, and he was bending my wrist to break it, and I was screaming and hollering. And then he spit twice in my face.
All right, let's hang on there. So he grabbed your wrist. What did he do when he grabbed your wrist?
He was bending to break it.
In what way? How was he
He
trying?
had his whole right hand around my little wrist, bending it, twisting it, bending it back and twisting it.
I see. Thank you. Then what happened next?
I was right by the table. It's an end table that went in my dining room, and on top is the glass. He pushed me, and I went over sideways, and the glass shattered, and he jerked my whole wrist and arm back towards him. And then he took my walker and pushed it towards the refrigerator so I could walk without it.
So you were knocked into a table. What's the size of this table? Is it a dining room table?
It was a living room table, but the dining room, that living room furniture, and he took the table, he put one in the basement and one in the kitchen. One in the kitchen, I don't know.
And when he knocked you into it, you said the glass broke. What do you mean the
I
glass
went on
broke?
the glass.
Is the, like a drinking glass, or was the
No,
table glass
it's
broke?
a square glass in the middle of the wooden table.
And did that glass shatter or break?
It shattered.
And did you sustain any injuries from that?
I had 2 bruises.
All right, where were the bruises?
Bruises right here, a bruise
On your
right
arm.
here on my arm, right below where he grabbed it at first, and I guess from the impact, it was bruised up here by the shoulder.
When you fell on to the table, or when you went to the table, how did you land on the table, or whatever?
I ran left to my left on the table.
On your side?
Yeah, you could say on my side, and he jerked my wrist and arm back towards him.
All right. Did you sustain any other injuries besides the bruising?
No.
Were you cut with a knife?
No.
What happened with the knife? He had his knife in the hand,
He threw it, wherever he threw it, I don't know.
so you were not.
But
cut
it
with
was in the kitchen.
Did he say anything to you when he was doing this?
When I went back in, when I got my walker, I went back in the dining room, sat down and asked my nephew to go get the phone. He told me to call the police on his phone, he was going to give me a DA thing. And he went upstairs. No, when I got up to go in the dining room, he took the lamp and pushed the lamp towards me, and the lamp fell over where my little nephew was and where he was sitting at. It didn't come towards me, but when he pushed it, it went over.
And what happened to the lamp when it went over?
The top of it bent, but it was bent back in place.
Okay, how did this make you feel when this occurred?
I don't trust him. He's very violent, verbally and mentally. He's violent.
He's verbally and mentally violent. And is there any other thing,
He did it a year and a half prior to.
and let's just state for specific purposes, we'll keep it to what happened at this date, okay? So, were you afraid at all?
Yeah.
How were you afraid? Can you tell me how that makes you feel?
I just didn't go downstairs. I hadn't been around him and my daughter when they were downstairs, because he kept telling me when right time come to me. And then he was telling her to abuse me verbally and physically. And the same week, this Friday of the night that happened, that Tuesday was the 6th. I went into the kitchen. My daughter and Walter followed me in there. He told her to do what she got to do. She went to push me and the walker on the kitchen floor. And I hollered and screamed at her. She went to grab my cell phone to throw it, and Walter stood there and told her to do what she got to do.
On the 9th, did you call 911?
Yeah,
And did you seek medical attention on that date?
no, I took care of my business myself.
And how were you able to do that?
I put an ice pack in my arm and shoulder, clear store, and I didn't take body. I couldn't use the arm for about a week and a half.
Okay. Thank you very much. No further questions, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Gibbs.
Okay, this is fun.
You and Mr. Gibbs have been living separately in the same house, is that correct?
No.
So, okay. You indicated that someone was bringing some items to the house, is that correct? Okay. And you said that you asked Mr. Gibbs to get the items for you, is that correct?
No, I asked them to
Hold them in the kitchen for you, okay, I'm sorry. And when he told you he wasn't doing that, you were pissed off, weren't you?
No.
Oh, you were happy that he said he wasn't gonna do it?
I wasn't happy. I just asked him for a minute.
And he said no.
He said H no.
He said H no. Now, when that occurred, Ms. Gibbs, how did that make you feel when he told you no?
I didn't respond back.
Okay, all right. Let's go to the incident that occurred, that you said occurred in the kitchen. You indicated that Mr. Gibbs was standing behind you. You were already in the kitchen. No, he was standing silent. Is that correct?
No, I went in the kitchen and he came in there within 2 minutes and was telling me to get out of the kitchen.
Okay. So when he grabbed the knife, where were you?
In the kitchen.
Where in the kitchen?
It's like I said with the prosecutor, at the countertop where the steering was and between the table.
Did you have your walker? Were you sitting down?
I had the walker on the side of me. I got up to put the station on. He came in and kept telling me to get the so-and-so out to get it.
So, you said that you want us to believe that Mr. Gibbs attacked you with the knife, threw you on the table, glass broke, and then he hit you
on the table. I said he.
No, I'm asking you the question. Okay, so he hit you with the knife, pushing the glass table, and hit you with a lamp. Did you spit at Mr. Gibbs?
No.
You didn't spit at him?
Aren't
you mad at Mr. Gibbs because he told you that, listen, we're living separately and I'm getting a divorce?
No.
Miss Gibbs, let me ask you this. Did you have a doctor recently indicate that you are legally incapacitated?
No.
Your Honor, objection.
No. That's what my lying husband is telling you.
You don't have a matter in probate court?
What? Do I have a matter in probate court?
I retract it. Ms. Gibbs, you said that you sustained bruises on your wrist.
I had a bruise on my wrist, like I said, and a bruise on my upper arm by my shoulder.
Okay.
From the impact of Mr. Gibbs grabbing me with this strap and telling me to get the so-and-so out after he spit in my face twice.
Okay.
You don't know him. I do.
Ms. Gibbs, he did all of that and you refused attention from medical attention?
I didn't go to no emergency for no bruise.
Okay.
My eye wasn't
All right,
broken.
let me ask you this. Whose phone did you use to call the police?
My cell phone, when I went up the stairs that he would get
How
ready.
did you get up the stairs?
I scooted back up.
Okay, so you scooted back up. So you scooted downstairs to get into the kitchen. You were sitting at the counter after he attacked you with the knife and there's.
Back up. I didn't say I was sitting there.
Well, after he pulled the knife
And after that, there was an incident with the glass table, and there was a lamp, and he hit you with the lamp. And then you said that you scooped back upstairs?
I didn't say that.
You were, how
I
did you
said
get
I came out,
upstairs?
get the story together, okay? I
I'm
ain't got to
asking you
lie.
your story.
I ain't got to lie. You represent a domestic violent man.
And
They
you're
sit
very,
back and
and
threaten
you're
me,
very
this
upset.
able wife.
Miss Gibbs, and you're
And
very,
if I got a matter in court and probate court, you prove it.
Miss Gibbs, and you're very upset.
I'm not upset.
You up.
Your
you're
job
very
is to make me
upset.
upset. I'm not upset.
Argumentative.
Argumentative. Thank you. So, Ms. Gibbs, you said that Mr. Gibbs bit your arm?
He bent my wrist and arm and was twisting it to break it. And when he pushed me, he yanked me back from going through the broken glass that I broke when he pushed me on.
All right, thank you. I have no further questions.
Any redirect?
Your Honor, can I go to?
This Gibbs.
No, ma'am.
But she's taking my daughter. My daughter is blind to walk. She's been talking to my daughter.
Only speak when you're asked a question, all right, madam?
No, the same to you.
Madam.
She don't buck her eyes at me.
Madam.
She don't know my husband.
Madam, I'm asking you to only speak when you're asked a question. Ms. Gibbs, look at me. Mrs. Gibbs, please. This is not helping for you to interrupt. Your Honor, I have no redirect at this time.
She's gonna have a spar down with the defense attorney.
So, Ms. Gibbs.
Yeah.
You said that he hit you with the lamp.
He pushed the lamp to hit me as I was walking out the dining room.
Did the lamp hit you?
No, it missed. It went over towards him. He
How
pushed
did you
it
fall into the glass table?
in the kitchen when he pushed me. And
Pushed
he,
you?
yeah,
Were you in the walker?
no, the wall was on the side of me.
Where were you?
And that's what, wait a minute, he took it and pushed it towards the refrigerator. I was standing between the table
So
and
you
the,
were standing up?
yeah, just for a minute, so
Okay.
I could put the channel on.
And
I
you
was-
said he pushed you?
Yeah, he grabbed first, he didn't push me, he fed in my face twice. He grabbed the knife and he grabbed my arm like this, squeezing it and twisting it. Then he moved his hand down to my wrist and was twisting it and bending my wrist.
Okay, first, did she say he pushed me and then she came back and said that he didn't push me? I swear I thought I heard that. If I could rewind it for just a few seconds, I would, but it'll go way back, so we'll just leave it.
Did you fall into the table?
He pushed me into the table. I went on my left side, and when he heard the glass crack, because there was a weight on there that he left, he yanked me back towards him.
Okay, that answered your question.
Glass broke?
Yeah,
It shattered?
it shattered.
Did you get cut with the glass?
No.
So after that, you were able to crawl back upstairs?
I sat in the dining room for about 10 minutes, and I asked my nephew to go get my phone so I can call the police. He told my nephew to go do
Did you
nothing.
receive any injuries from this?
I had 2 bruises, but I
Did
packed
anybody take
them.
pictures of those bruises?
No, I didn't.
What did you do for the bruises? if any?
I put ice pack on them and, some cream on it.
After you fell into the table and broke the table, what if anything? did you
I
do?
didn't, he pushed me into the glass.
Okay.
I didn't go through it, but my body on the left side was shattered.
I see. What did you do after that?
He walked out the dining room and went in there with my little nephew. And I sat in the
How old was
couch,
your nephew?
5,
Right.
5. And he's scared of Walt. I heard Walt on different occasions that he tell him, if you tell your mom or anybody I told you not to do nothing behind your body, you can't come back home.
Any questions based on my question?
No. No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. You're all set. Okay.
Okay.
Any other witnesses for the people?
No, Your Honor.
Any witnesses for the defendant?
No, Your Honor. Your Honor, the people moved to bind over the defendant to the third district court to reserve argument.
Third Circuit Court?
Third circuit court, yes, sorry.
Okay. Defense.
Your Honor, I asked that this matter not be filed over to Third Circuit Court. We heard testimony today where the alleged victim indicated that she was a knife was pulled on her, that she was pushed into a glass broke, and she sustained bruises as a result of the altercation. Your Honor, I find that her testimony was incredible. For all of that to have been done and for her to not to only sustain bruises, allegedly, she did take pictures of it. We don't have proof that that is, in fact, is what happened. And as a matter of fact, we don't even know whether or not she really sustained the bruises. So, Your Honor, I'm asking that this matter not be found. Thank you.
So tell me why this would be a question that can be determined by a trial.
Your Honor, I cannot answer that. Sorry.
Precisely my point. It is a question of fact to be determined by a trial. In fact, I didn't find anything inherently incredible about Ms. Gibbs' testimony. A trial of fact could find that her testimony is believable. A trial of fact could find that there's some issues with her testimony. As such, that's a question of fact to be determined by a trial of fact. Therefore, binding within the will to Wayne County Third Circuit Court Criminal Division for proceedings. Is granted on the information date and time will be March 13th, 2024 at 9:00 a.m. I'll be continued.
Your Honor, the people would request that the defendant and any people associated with the defendant have no contact with them.
Your Honor,
That's already in place.
that is already in place. But Your Honor, as to the issue of Mr. Gibbs is living with relatives out of West Bloomfield. He's tethered to the home. One of the relatives has cancer, and he wants to be able to assist in taking care of his relative in terms of being able to help him go to his doctor's appointment. He is married, but his wife is in telehealth as well. And so
How is he getting to the doctor's appointment?
he's been using their car.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, I'm just asking that he be allowed to be able to help transport his relative back and forth to the hospital for treatment.
What's your position? What's actually prosecuted? What's your position?
Your Honor, we would leave it up to the discretion of the court.
Right, so long as these doctor's appointments are verified and have no issue with that.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Send over a proposal order to that.
I'm sorry.
Give me a proposal order to that.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Now let's go over to the state of Washington, where we will go into the courtroom of Judge Mansfield. This is a new one for you guys, for me and you guys together. So let's check it out.
Okay, who do we have now?
Anthony Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
This would be Anthony Anderson. It's cause number 23L0000994. It's number 1 on the calendar. We are here for a pre-trial. It looks like that Mr. Anderson missed his pre-trial court date and was booked into custody on December 8th.
Okay, I'll hear from city.
Your Honor, the city has communicated an offer to Mr. McCullough. I'm not sure what the status or what Mr. Anderson intends to do. My request today would be for a continuance, hopefully until tomorrow. I think they may not have had time to talk through the offer.
Mr. McCullough.
Your Honor, this was a bit unusual, and I'm trying to look after Mr. Anderson's interests the best that I can. In that I did have a telephone call with Mr. Anderson earlier today. I did inform him about the previous offer that had been made, which I believe Mr. Farrow has adopted, and I did get news of that right before the hearing came along. But Mr. Anderson ended up hanging the phone up on me, and I wasn't able to properly convey the offer or the plea papers in this matter. so that we could go over any sort of agreement. So I would ask, I'm in concurrence with the prosecutor again, just put this matter over to tomorrow, and I'm hoping that my colleague will have better luck with Mr. Anderson.
Okay. With that, I'll set this matter over to tomorrow. Oh, why is that?
In custody.
Tuesdays, I had forgotten, are new arrests only. So, I'm happy to take do you need another break, or it's gotta be Wednesday?
Okay, I will ask for a breakout room, Your Honor. I believe the calendar is moving fairly efficiently.
And then Mr. Anderson, I'm not aware of what you say to your attorney, but you may want to think about really listening because he's trying to work in your best interest. Okay?
I understand. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
So, Nisqual, if you can join a breakout. Okay. Bring me on screen, please. So we are back on the record for Mr. Anderson, cause number 23L000994. I'll hear from the parties.
Yes, Your Honor. Defense is asking for this to be put over until Wednesday. I'm hoping that one of my colleagues can actually handle Mr. Anderson a little bit.
Yes,
We weren't able to successfully get through any
Accept
plea
the
papers
deal.
or
I
offer.
accept the deal that is offered me. I don't know why we're doing this, because I accept it. I told him that I accepted. There's no need to set anything over. I accept whatever the offer is, which I understand it completely, wholeheartedly. No one's making any threats or any promises. I accept the deal.
Okay.
Your Honor, I don't have any faith in that. I cannot successfully represent him given what Mr. Anderson has said to me. So we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to set it over until Wednesday.
I've had many cases. I understand. I'm very coherent. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm saying.
I hear that. I hear you. But I'm also hearing your attorney who says that he is not prepared to go forward today.
Your Honor, if I may, Your Honor, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's because we may have got a miscommunication. I understand that, but he's not willing to accept that because I know what he told me on the phone versus what he just said in front of the court.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm talking about, Your Honor.
The offer has not.
I cannot.
Yes.
Yeah, this is. I think we're at the point to where I'm going to have to ask to withdraw at this point, and we have to get a conflict attorney in here.
Okay. So, Mr. McCullough,
Yes,
would you be willing to set this matter over tomorrow for another attorney to handle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's do that. Do we do that administratively, or you need a? Let's load a notice of hearing.
The one thing about this, Judge, is
And the
that
reason I ask that is because the conflict attorney isn't here until.
she just works real slow. I'm used to Judge Tammy. She's like, bam, 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 let's go.
And marking served on defendant. Marking Horwath law at this point. And set for December 13th at 11 o'clock. All right, is there anything else in this matter?
Nothing further.
Nothing further.
Thank you.
Okay, our last case of the day is going to be over in Atlanta, Georgia, in Fulton County. And it's with Judge Mincey, but I found a new favorite, as I was saying earlier, ASG
All right,
Ian
Mr.
Wallace.
Tall. That's position 16.
So Ian Wallace, ASG Ian Wallace, he's up here in the top right-hand corner. When I first saw him, I was like, what is going on with his hair? He's got, I think he's got braids in the top of it. Anyway, you guys, he's so funny. Watch how he primps The thing I like about him is that he's kind of like, yeah, they all going down. Put them all in jail. I don't care. He did this, he did that. Put him in jail. Put him in jail. He's like, no, go. Get out of my way. I don't have time for this. But anyway, let's get to it.
24 CR 00928, one count of battery. We heard he had 8, I believe 8 cycles from pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor. And again, this is a co-defendant from the case where it's 2 security guards that were working at Harold's Chicken and Ice Bar located at 399 Edgewood. We did hear from the victim earlier, Miss Destiny McClendon. The state is asking for a bond in the same amount of a $2,000 surety bond. Stay away from that instant location. No contact with the victim. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right. This is Watson Cafe.
We would be asking for a signature bond. Mr. Tull is here visiting from New Jersey. He was intending to go back to Jersey. I do have good contact information for him so that we can aggressively fight these charges. He does deny the allegations or that he was involved in any type of battery as alleged. He is currently not working. He does have one minor child. He has lived in Jersey his entire life. And while he doesn't have ties to Georgia, I do have good contact information. We look forward to aggressively fighting these charges. Your Honor, without any type of income and him having to make arrangements to get back, he was supposed to leave a few days ago on Sunday. At this point, any type of surety bond is going to be the equivalency of no bond for Mr. Tull. So for those reasons, Your Honor, we respectfully request a signature bond.
But he came to Georgia to visit and.
Well, he came with his girlfriend to visit, yes. And he's denying the allegations. So, I mean, I haven't seen any.
State, you have anything to add?
Well, I have a lot I could add, but we talked to the victim. She advised that this individual was working as a security guard. And since you asked, I find it rather ironic. Yesterday, we had a completely separate case at the same location where another patron was beat up by the bartender and 2 security guards. In that case, the bartender was arrested. And they were unable to arrest the 2 security guards because they were not on the scene and unable to be identified. And now here we have another case today with 2 security guards from Harold's Chicken and Ice Bar. I wonder if they're the same 2 security guards from the case from yesterday that couldn't be identified. But nonetheless, according to our victim in this case, she advised that the defendant was working as a security guard at this location. So this whole narrative that he was here visiting with his girlfriend, I'm not buying.
So again, these are allegations. I don't know the victim. I don't have anything from the state, and there are bad identities all the time. So again, unless we deny the allegations, they're allegations. He needs to get home to his family. And for those, and again, with any concerns that Your Honor is concerned with or state is concerned with can be addressed through the terms of the bond. So respectfully, we request a signature bond. It's not like he was here on some, $1 million vacation. He drove here with his girlfriend and intends to go back to be with his family.
Well, but he was working or doing something at this club. I know he had 8
from the state, Your Honor. So I'm not conceding.
Well, the victim was on the line earlier. I'm not sure why somebody would make up they were beat up by a security guard, but
I didn't say you made up anything. I'm saying it's an allegation from the state. I don't know the victim. It's an allegation. It's in the warrant.
And he has no ties to Georgia.
From my understanding, he does not have ties, Your Honor. His girlfriend's family is from here. He does not have ties here.
Well, that's all the more reason to give a surety bond. Why would you give a signature bond to somebody who has no ties? That's one of the y'all factors.
It is. What was his most recent arrest? The 8 total?
Mr. Howard, can you chime in on that, please?
Pretrial.
My bad. What's the question?
The history on Mr. Toll.
Oh, yeah. This is 8th arrest. 2023, 2020 simple assault dismissed. 2017 local ordinance violation conviction. 2017 possession of a Schedule 1 or 2 conviction. 2016 possession of a controlled substance, possession within 500 feet. 2016 possession of a controlled substance conviction. 2013 possession of a weapon for unlawful purpose conviction.
Mr. Howard, those 22 and 23 cases, are those in Georgia?
I don't know. I have to look. Let me see. It's a lot of work for a Tuesday. Hold on. Tall. Let's see.
He's good. I mean, he's really good, but he's just so funny.
No, this is first Georgia arrest. Let me
That was,
see.
yeah.
I think those might have come out of Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was, again, without ties to the
Hold on.
community.
Hold on.
State still
So
would-
it's one of the Ayala factors. There are multiple factors, as you
And
hear
I
from
was
Ms.
pointing, and I was pointing out that factor. That's all.
And I'm and I'm addressing it as well. So, Your Honor, it's one of multiple factors. You hear his history. I didn't hear a violent history. The only one we heard was a dismissed charge. Everything else are nonviolent charges dating back. We're going all the way back to 2013, I heard. So, I mean,
17 and 16 with drugs.
2017 was a local ordinance from what I heard. 2016 were scheduled with drug possession charges. 2013 was, I think, of possession
Now,
of.
there was a
firearm.
2022 in there and a 23 in there, Ms. Cafe, I believe.
was.
The 23 was dismissed, if I'm not mistaken, right? The 22,
yes,
I'm not trying to misrepresent. That's what I wrote down what I
He's a
heard.
repeat offender.
So I did not hear any violent convictions.
Well,
So
even with the lack of violence, I am very concerned about the contact with Georgia, the history, the allegations. So and what's maybe going on at this club? Are they just people that work for the night or work for the day and do different things? So I'm going to, I think before I wrote down, I think the state recommended a $2,000 surety bond. Is that correct, state?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna stick with the $2,000 surety bond. Because I just want to make sure that we'll see Mr. Toll again, that he'll get back to Georgia. So $2,000 surety bond. I'm going to order no drugs, weapons, alcohol while on bond, and stay away from the club at 399 Edgewood, and no further contact with the victim. You can see what your client's question is, Ms. Watson Cafe, are instructing properly.
is it related to the bond, Mr. Tull?
No, then shut up.
He's on mute.
Am I muted?
Courtroom 2 is on mute.
His question is not related to the bond.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll talk to you afterward, Mr. Tull.
All right.
We can go ahead and do position number 1.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like and subscribe on your way out, and feel free to leave a comment. Have a blessed day.